Mr. Schröder, thank you so much for being with us today. What makes SEPRO unique? How do you stand out in the market?
What makes us unique? SEPRO is one of the very few robot manufacturer who has the DNA to develop its own control. And when I say the own control, we do our own hardware and we do our own software. This sets us apart, and this gives us the potential and possibility to make our robots more tailor-made to customers' needs. Another part is, of course, as a robot manufacturer, you master the mechanics. But we're able to not just deliver standard robots, we are able to adapt the mechanics to customers' needs. And last but not least, by the demands from our customers, we are more moving into the field of automation. In the field of automation, we are today, to use the term, we are an integrator of our own products. So we integrate our own robots. And what we do now as well is we develop own automation modules such as conveyor, modular axis, and. So we have a lot of things in the funnel for the next years to come. So by integrating the own products, you know what do you need to improve on your product. So by doing so, we have a continuous improvement. So we know, okay, we need to improve our product on the control, on the mechanics, whatever, and we fill it back in the development channel on the product side. And by doing so, we can develop the products we need for the customer for tomorrow.
Let's talk specifically about K this year. What innovations will you be bringing? What will you be demonstrating? What can you tell us?
So, talking on the robot side, we will introduce the new Visual 4 control, which is the next step on the control side, which is I mentioned before, we are one of the few companies who have an own native control and we develop everything ourselves. So this is what we did with Visual 4. The new control is much easier to operate, much easier to program, much easier to navigate, more secure, everything. So this is on the robot control side. On the robot mechanics, we introduce our S-Line series, which is the successor of the S5 5X line, with a lot of new features. The new robot is faster, the new robot has a higher performance, has a bigger working envelope, has much more options, a bigger working envelope, and so this robot is ideally suited for automation. So that's the next innovation. Then we showcase a big robot, a really big robot, 7X100XL with 2 beams. Every beam can move 100 kilogram. So this is an example where we have specific robot configuration. And this robot is just a symbol of a product that we can show how we tailor-made our products to customers' need. And then in the field of automation, I mentioned before, we have a modular approach. And in automation, the robot is a module. We have other modules like conveying system, like modular axis, like sorting systems, and so on. And this is what we are demonstrating. We will have a assembly cell for a sailing boat, and where we show a lot of automation modules. And the idea behind is to show it a little bit like Lego bricks to the customer, the different modules, so that the customer can see, okay, for my product, for my specific product, I can use some of these modules and put it together.
And last but not least, this year's motto, the power of plastics. What does that mean for you?
Well, the power of plastics is if you see the world, how it is changing nowadays, and we have so many discussions about sustainability and so on, and we have areas where people, let's say, do bashing about plastics. I would say the power of plastics is something we need more to think on what makes sense on this planet. We should be smart. We should use our engineering capabilities. We should not just have loud discussions from people who have not the engineering knowledge. So I think power of plastics is something where we should use a good sense for the use of plastic and where it makes sense, and for SEPRO, how we can support our customers making the good products out of the right plastics.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing what you have at K.